How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rumours, and welcome back to part 2 of these rumors we've been having recently to talk about. Now, in the last video, guys, you already know we went through some of the leaks and scans for the merchandising for, for all Pokemon, essentially. It's both merchandising for Movie 22 coming out, being leaked, scans and all that stuff. There's merchandising for, Movie 22, Generation 8 coming eventually as well, in not so distant future. And as well as Let's Go merch, which you can also see on the screen right here, and much, much more. Now, this video was going to actually be split into 2 parts, this one right here, but I decided let's try to make this into one video. If it ends up being too long, I'll just cut it in the middle, and I'll just give you, the next part in a separate video. If it ends up being too long, just so you guys understand. By the way, so what did we talk about last time? Well, basically, we talked about, a brand new Pokemon most likely coming our way, just currently trying to be pinpointed when we'll be actually officially seeing it revealed. As you guys know, we already went through one thing, which was, I think, this right here. Now, this image is, going to officially be revealed to the people who are on the Pokeshopper Patreon, which, by the way, again, thank you to Pokeshopper for all this information. Wouldn't be possible without him, so shout out to Pokeshopper, aka Paul Ryan. Big thank you to you, sir. Now, what do we talk about here? Well, basically, he wants to figure out when it will be, something that will be leaked, so to say, because he's already figured out when this one's going to be leaked. The Mewtwo-related new unknown merchandise. That part, we already know, which is February 23rd. The other one, though, is the one we're trying to figure out right now, which is this one right here. As you guys already know in the previous video, already told you, this is the other one. Now, we already know when it's coming out. It's on the 5th month, on the 31st of the 5th month, which I guess would be May. So the end of May, which would be the start of June. Unless I'm getting my months wrong here, but I don't think I am. I think I'm not. If I am, I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit, dense. But back to what I was saying, though. Now, this one right here, what he's trying to figure out right now, what Paul Ryan's doing his, hardest to figure out is, when is that one going to be officially leaked, so to say? Or, not officially leaked, but when is it going to be leaked, quote-unquote? When will we see the leak for that? Because we already know that this one is going to be leaked in February. We already know 23rd February, as I mentioned right here, 3rd of February, that's when we'll see that one. The question, though, is, when will we see the other one? That's the one that's got more weight to it, right? That's the one that's got, heavier weight to it and has more intrigue, I think, to most people. That's the one that intrigues you, like, I wonder, what could this mean? What could this be? And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit, and that's what we talked about in the last video. What could that one be? When will it be revealed? That's all a big question mark right now. But when it does get revealed, I'll be here to report on it. Now, what are we talking about today, guys? Well, today we're talking about something else. I have a list here of a bunch of things. Now, today's video, as you may notice, is about, like, the new Sinnoh merch and Mewtwo merch and the speculation about that, if this is hinting at Pokemon Switch 2019, the new movie, a brand new evolution method. Again, this is a big video, so please sit by, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's start talking about this. Now, I have a huge list here of things that I wanted to mention. So let's go through these points from the first one to the last one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, give or take 6 points here. So let's start with the first one here, guys, which is this one, which I mentioned before probably. Mewtwo movie is coming in 2019. We already know this. Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is coming in 2019, and it seems like it might have some sort of hidden thing being revealed in it, similar to how Megas were revealed by Mewtwo in the lead up to X and Y. Now, what am I talking about right here? Well, I'm talking about this right here, guys. Now, this was the Pokemon the movie, Genesect and the Legend Awakened. Now, why is this movie interesting? Well, this movie came out, as far as I remember, in 2013, July 13th in 2013, and it was already hinted. It was kind of hinted ahead of time, and it came out, okay, before the releases of X and Y. Keep that in mind, right? This movie came out before the releases of X and Y. So why is this an important point to keep in mind? Well, the reason you want to keep this in mind is that this is the same thing that's happening right now. In this movie, we got the reveal of the Mega Mewtwo and whatnot. We got to see them a bit more and all that. This is the movie that kind of gave us those things, right? And the similar thing is happening right now with the current movie, and that's why I mentioned it here again, in this first point here, which is that it seems to have this similar kind of Megas reveal thing going on with it. The same thing that happened with, this movie back then. And this was a black and white movie, actually, but I keep saying X and Y movie, but it's not really an X and Y movie. It was the lead up to X and Y, because it happened in the same, span as X and Y happened. Because, again, it was a lead up, right? It was something to hype people up and get people excited, and you used Mewtwo because Mewtwo is a very well-known Pokemon. But in this sense, they made a brand new movie and didn't really kind of reuse names or whatever. They just called the Pokemon the movie Genesect and the Legend Awakened. There's no Mewtwo in the name, but Mewtwo is in the movie, and we see its Mega Evolutions for the first time in there, as far as I remember. Now, Why is it important? Well, this new Pokemon movie that's coming in 2019 is called Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. It's got evolution in its title. There's definitely some new feature happening, some new level of like evolving for Pokemon. Something is going to happen. What is it going to be? We don't know. That's why I'm saying this video is a speculation video, because we do not know what this is going to be yet. We do not know what it could be yet. But there are some hints here, and I want to kind of talk about these. Now, I'll try to bring them up on screen here as well, but let's continue to point number 2 before I bring anything else up at the moment. So let's look at the point number 2, which is Mewtwo and Meltan, plus Let's Go are getting a decent chunk of merch in 2019, and Generation 8 merch is not far into the distant future. Now, I think that, again, Mewtwo is going to have this major connection with Generation 8 with some sort of new evolution method, but there also probably will be other Pokemon present in the movie itself. Will there be Pokemon such as Shaymin, which does seem to have a lot of a connection here? Seems like it's going to be maybe in the movie. It's not confirmed, but it seems like it might be having interaction there. Plus also a lot of merchandise for Shaymin a lot lately. And, you know, how... Just think about this, right? X and Y had a direct connection with ORAS, right? Because ORAS was already planned to come out right after X and Y. They already had that in their mind, and it was already planned out, right? The same thing is happening right now with Generation 8. They already have Generation 8, you know, ready to go, and they already have planned out and ready Generation 4 to pop the cherry right afterwards, right? To pop its cherry and just sprout out its wings and come to our, you know, our freaking arms in 2020, so to say. It'll be right after, you know, Generation 8. It will be popping up, you know, the year after. And with the kind of ramping up of work over there at Game Freak, they definitely would not have a problem releasing several Pokemon games years in a row right now. Wouldn't really be surprising if they did it. But I just want to establish that a little bit. So the second point, like I said here, is Mewtwo and Meltan are getting merchandise, and Let's Go merchandise coming out as well. Some of that Let's Go merchandise I'll show you right here, really quickly on the screen before I get the other stuff. Some of the other merchandise here is this right here. So as you can see, Paul Ryan, again, big thank you to this man. It's posted right here, as promised in the stream last night. The new Let's Go range Takara Tommy plush of Pikachu and Eevee revealed for the first time. This is, like I said, there's Mewtwo, Meltan, and there's also Let's Go merch. And of course, the phasing out of the Gen 7 merch, which means Generation 7 is ending. It's already ended, essentially, with Let's Go's release. It's kind of like phased out now. They'll, of course, do more Let's Go merchandise because, you know, they want to make more money, of course. But we're now going into the next kind of step, so to say. But the next thing here, though, is not the important one. This is the important one. Shaymin is the EX EMC 28th Fig, and plush confirmed to release January 26th, 2019. Basically underlines that we're getting some major merchandising campaigns coming May to June time. Hype season is getting close. And then Micah here, again, big, awesome dude, friend of mine, asks Sinnoh here, and he mentions here that, and I was in his stream actually, Paul Ryan's stream, and asking about this, which by the way, you should check out his streams. I mentioned this last night. A lot of Sinnoh, a lot of Mewtwo as part of a tie-in with the Let's Go Movie 22 promotion, right? So there's a lot of things happening, guys. There's a lot of things, and like Micah says, it's very interesting what this all could lead to. My kind of definition of this is that we are definitely going to be getting something big here. What it is yet, we don't know, but something is happening, and Shaymin seems to be involved somewhat, because we've already seen in some of the other images I've shown you guys, there is something else here. There is, like, you know, for example, right here, you have Shaymin here as well, right? There you go. You got Shaymin, you know, we got Meltan, we got Pikachu, etc., right? We've got a lot of things, you know, popping around 24/7. There's always things happening. Now, let's go to the next point, and I said it to you guys, it's going to be a big video. So, we've gone through that one. Now, here's the next point. There was a recent rumor that actually popped up from Paul Rugg on Twitter, which is an individual that's been, you know, sharing a lot of rumors, leaks in the past, and he's stating that the trailer for Mewtwo's new movie will be coming very soon. And let's actually take a look at that, shall we? Here it is, guys. So, Paul Rugg, I do follow him. I wish I could actually DM him because I have a few questions to ask, but he doesn't follow me back, which is fine. If he does it anytime in the future, Paul Rugg, if you see this, Paul Rugg, sorry, if you see this, let me know, dude. So he actually posted this, and he's been also hinting, before this, he was hinting about, like, the Generation 8 starters, and when, you know, stuff about them, and all of a sudden, he posts this out of nowhere, which most people didn't even know. Look at this, you know, random individual here, like, kind of asks, like, Mewtwo trailer, what? And he says a trailer for the new movie releasing next year. People don't even know about this. A lot of people are out of the loop with Mewtwo's, you know, presence, and just don't realize what's even going, like, you know, what's up? I'm so confused, like, what are you talking about, you know? What is this? I'm totally lost, you know, can you explain? And he says here, you know, in the tweet, that Mewtwo trailer is right around the corner too. So yeah, we should be expecting the Mewtwo trailer to be dropping at any given time, and, you know, kind of to start off things and kind of get us into that kind of, you know, get the ball rolling, so to say, right, for the movie 22. Eventually also Gen 8, kind of start to get the ball rolling on that, because usually when new generations are revealed for Pokemon, they tend to happen pretty early in the year compared to like remakes. Remakes usually get announced a bit like later into into spring. Usually the other ones get revealed like, winter time. I'm not talking December, I'm talking like January, February, winter time. So to say, early in the year, they usually get, kind of information, trailers, reveals, leaks, etc. usually happen early on with new generation games. But it could change always. Keep in mind, there is no patterns in anything when it comes to Pokemon. You may think there are patterns, but things always change. Whenever nobody expected Let's Go to be a thing, but it ended up being a thing. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. My point is that things change. So, trying to expect some sort of, pattern in things is really impossible, but just kind of based on when they like to reveal new gens, the last previous gens were revealed early on. So if they were to do a similar kind of release or reveal schedule, they could do it early on again, January, February, something like that. But they could also just do it the same, whenever they feel like it, right? This is Game Freak we're talking about in Pokemon Company. They can reveal it whenever they want, and they may even push back the reveal due to the success of Let's Go and how big that game has become and how much it's been selling. They could push back the reveal of Gen 8 just so they can make more sales and not take away attention from Let's Go whatsoever. But I think Let's Go is going to kind of run its course now through December, especially with, Smash Bros. Coming out. It's going to take a lot of the limelight for a while. It's going to run its course, and they know that, the Pokemon hype is going to die down for a while because Let's Go has already kind of run its course. People have bought it. People have played it. Let's move into the next thing, and they'll move into Generation 8 information. So that's what I feel like is going to be happening. But like I said here, dude, apparently Mewtwo trailer is right around the corner. Makes me very excited. So that's that point. Now, what else do we have here, guys? Well, the next one is Sun and Moon. Final set of merch is being phased out slowly alongside some of the other new merch that is showing up. So what is happening is basically all the Sun and Moon stuff, they're trying to get it out as much as possible. They're trying to, put it out there, get it sold, because they know. And this tells me that we're going to be getting Generation 8 information very soon. This tells me that. Why? Because they're trying to get rid of Sun and Moon stuff as fast as possible. They're trying to get rid of Generation 7 as fast as possible because they already know we're going into a new generation and people are going to be excited for that. People are going to be excited for Detective Pikachu, Mewtwo 20, movie 22 with Mewtwo, Strikes Back Evolution, all that, right? Generation 8. People are going to, be excited about other stuff. So they know that, you got to phase all this stuff out in the start of 2019, get all that stuff out, get it sold, and then by the time, the next movie comes out, they've announced their game, all that, you've already got all the merchandise done and you can start getting the merchandising going from like March, June, get the merchandising from that part of the part of the year going all the way until the release of the games, and then keep it going until the next gen or whatever is coming next, remakes, etc. But that's a really important point to keep in mind, guys. They're phasing out, and this is real information, by the way. They are phasing out Sun and Moon. This is coming directly from Paul Ryan. He, I asked him. He said, "Yep, they're phasing out the Sun and Moon stuff, trying to get rid of it, and trying to move into the next thing." So that's that one. Now the next thing here is Mewtwo is getting a decently big set of new merchandising coming our way, which might mean that this could imply we are going to have ourselves something big happening for Mewtwo in 2019 and in the new movie 22. As I mentioned at the start of this video, Mewtwo is definitely getting some sort of new evolution, or something is happening with Mewtwo, because there is a huge chunk of information for this Pokemon. There's so much coming its way. It's really strange, right? Like, why is Mewtwo getting this much attention? According to this information I've been take a look at, it seems a little bit strange. Like, okay, I mean, yes, of course, it's Mewtwo. Of course, it's gonna get attention. It just makes sense. But still, the amount it's getting though is a tad bit strange and a little bit like, okay, this is definitely maybe a lot for what they're really what's being what we're assuming from this movie. Is this maybe a little bit too much, or did they plan something big? But like I said, there is the mystery, and there's also this right here. So I want to open this up for you guys to see it, but we're gonna get to that in a second. The first thing that I want to show you though is this image right here again. So this image right here should, like I mentioned earlier, this is something related to Mewtwo. A piece has appeared. It looks like the first piece to tie into the Mewtwo movie promotion. It'll be available to view fully revealed for patrons on February 23rd, and it will definitely be, again, this is something big related to Mewtwo. It's a Mewtwo piece, but then again, there's another thing that we shouldn't forget about, the other parts, which also is going to have some sort of connection to Generation 8 most likely. So I want to point that out again. There's going to be a lot of things happening, guys. So keep yourself in the loop by hitting that sub button. But either way, where was I, right? So we were just talking about, like, this big amount of merch for Mewtwo. Okay, Big deal. Now, what else do we have? Well, there seems to be a big increase in also Sinnoh merchandise as well. And specifically, it seems like we have a bunch of new merch, or some merch at least, for Shaymin showing up as well, which is really strange, right? Shaymin hasn't gotten attention in a movie or anything like that in a while. Actually, I think my friend Micah said it's been almost 10 years now since Shaymin got some, was in a movie or was present in any stuff like that. I mean, it's been present in merchandise here and there, once in a while, but it hasn't gotten, it's not been getting this sort of attention in a while. So basically, the point I have here right now, which is the second last point, is there's been an increase in Sinnoh merchandise as well, with the new merch of Shaymin showing up as well, which may just be a tiny hint for Generation 4 remakes to come, but could also be nothing. Note, if Shaymin is present in the Mewtwo movie, it could be related to some sort of new feature similar to how Mega Evolutions was shown back in during the X and Y days. Now, what I mean by this is that if there's some sort of brand new style of evolution, right, like, oh, we're calling this Extreme Evolution, right, or whatever, like, let's just give it some gimmicky name, Extreme Evolution, right? Let's say we get Extreme Evolution, then maybe Shaymin is the first Gen 4 Pokemon to actually do this extreme evolving, and this will give us a general ID, and tell us that, okay, this is the first Pokemon of this kind that's getting this extreme evolution, the same way that I think Blaziken got its Mega Evolution in X and Y, right? It got its Mega Evolution in X and Y, but I don't think the other starters got it, though. And then, once Oras came out, we got the other Pokemon, right? And it was kind of like, telling us, okay, there's something coming for Oras that's coming in remake, right? Just keep that in mind, boys. So I think that's the same thing happening right here, right? There's going to be Generation 8. The movie's going to hint something at Shaymin, some new Extreme Evolution or whatever. The hell, I'm just calling it Extreme Evolution because that's just a random gimmicky name. Something's going to happen. Mewtwo's also going to have some sort of evolution like that to kind of promote the whole ID. And then, boom, that's all just going to, collide into each other. And then all of a sudden, we're going to have Gen 4 remakes in 2020, 2021, in between that. I think 2020, I've said this before as well, like 2 months ago I said, it's most likely going to be 2020, based on the fact that they most likely already have Generation 8 done, and they're already building the Gen 4 remakes off of Generation 8, and its engine and all its, assets and that sort of stuff, the same way they've done it every single other generation with remakes. Heart Gold, Soul Silver were based on the same engine as Diamond and Pearl. Ruby, Sapphire, were that's the engine, the original engine, and then based on that, they made Fire and Leaf Green as remakes from that. So my point is, it happens all the time. It's not something that's, out of the ordinary or something we haven't seen before. So just keep that in mind. It's very possible. So, what's the last point? Well, the last point is this, guys. There are some things surrounding Shaymin and Mewtwo that could have the two Pokemon being connected for the 22nd Pokemon movie in 2019. These come from their Pokedex entries, and with Generation 4 remakes imminent in the future, it wouldn't be surprising to have some sort of new feature established in movie 22, which we already mentioned, that will have a Generation 4 Pokemon connected to it, since we know for a fact that Gen 4 remakes will be a part of the Generation 8 cycle, the same way that Heart Gold, Soul Silver are part of Generation 4, because they were made in that generation. Exactly. So, what are we talking about? Well, there is a connection, which I showed you images of a second ago, but we have this right here, guys. Pokemon are created by Pokemon created by recombining Mew's gene. This is also, by the way, the Dex entry for Mewtwo here, and this was sent to me by Micah. Again, big thank you to him. It basically says there, it's said to have the most savage heart among Pokemon. That's Mewtwo. Now, for Shaymin, though, we have this. The blooming of Gracidia flowers confers the power of flight upon it. Feelings of gratitude are the message it delivers, right? So do you see kind of the difference between these two Pokemon? There's a direct, there's a direct like kind of yin yang type thing going on right here, or like kind of fire and ice type deal, right? I'm saying yin yang, this makes no sense, but like what I'm trying to say is like what they're opposites, right? Mewtwo feels savage. It's a savage Pokemon. It feels contempt against humans. Shaymin feels the gratitude, and the love for humans. They're the total opposite. So if they meet in the new movie, and then they have to somehow fight, maybe Mew's not going to be involved, but maybe it's just going to be Mewtwo and Shaymin? If those two clash, I'm really curious, what's that going to be like? Are they going to have new evolutions for Shaymin? And also a new, evolution for Mewtwo, and those two are going to clash together. The two ideologies, which every Pokemon game kind of always has that. You've got the black and white. You got, it's always like, two legendaries clashing like that, or just like ideologies clashing like that. So this would be really interesting. One side, the feelings of gratitude. The other side, the savageness of a creature, right? The creature that hates, the creature that loves. Those two clashing against each other could be the theme of the movie, and I'm really curious if that's what's actually going to happen here. Now, again, this is all speculation, guys. Keep that in mind. There are some, things in this video that I mentioned to you guys as rumors and all that, but I just want to, make this video for you guys to give you some information. And again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. There's been so much in this video. I've already gone through a bunch of this stuff, and I think the last thing I want to show you is this right here. Again, like I want to establish again to you guys, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of Shaymin stuff, guys. Look at this, right? Another Pokemon Sun and Moon Natsuke mascot merchandise advert. Look at this, right? We have, Beware. We've got Alolan, freaking, oh god, help me here. Ninetales, Pikachu, and Shaymin, and then also hidden Pokemon, which I don't know if that was actually revealed what that one is right there, but another little, what's this, boys? But, my point is, there's a lot, guys. There's so much, and I'm so excited. It just makes me really, really hyped to see what all this could be. And I may have to do another video later on. I've already covered most to everything here. I didn't really want to make this into several videos. I wish I could have done this all in one, but I thought, maybe, it'd be easier to split it into two instead of just kind of rushing it, into a single video that's going to be 30 minutes long. That would just be too much. But yeah, guys, it's going to be the end of the video, though. If you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below. Please check out PokeShopper and his Patreon. I wouldn't be able to do these videos if it wasn't for him. So a big thank you to PokeShopper once again. Please check his stuff out. He is a legend. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rumours. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.